Click the bell icon to get latest videos from Ekeeda.
Hello friends, we are with the 11th chapter of microwave engineering where the microwave resonators are to be addressed. As we come to see that the performance of the microwave resonators with the modifications from another microwave devices are having the same results if we have the lumped elements used to make the series and parallel connections. So therefore we have gone through the series resonant circuit and the parallel type of resonant circuit, and in the previous video we have added some information to the practical cases when using these resonant circuits with the loaded value and computed the loaded type of quality factor represented by QL. As we come to have the performance of the resonant circuitries using the pure type of the lumped elements, sometimes it is unattainable to have these parameters when operated at the microwave frequencies. Hence, we need to make the modification into the pure form of the circuit theory and get the use of distributed form of the circuit theory here. Now here onwards, now we can be using some limited portion of length for the microwave transmission line which is used for the purpose of resonance by having the proper terminations either by the open type or the short circuited type. So let us start with the topic short circuited lambda by 2 lines. So here we start with our topic short circuited lambda by 2 line here. So in this particular topic we shall be having a transmission line with a limited length of lambda by 2, where lambda by 2 is the wavelength there. The wavelength, a measurement in terms of meters we can take, and now at the end we shall be having a termination with the help of making it short circuited, hence the name short circuited lambda by 2 line. The consideration of the transmission line here, it is of lossy type. So in the lossy transmission line we have the section of lambda by 2 lines here. So this can be visualized with the help of a schematic diagram that we go for. So here this is the one. At the bottom we see a transmission line, the lossy one we have considered here, and for this transmission line we can represent the input impedance from this particular direction corresponding to these two nodes. These two nodes are running up to these two the extended nodes for the line length represented small n like this here. So now as we have both these nodes connected, we can say that this is nothing but the short circuited condition for the microwave transmission line here. So for such a portion of transmission line section we have the consideration of the characteristic impedance denoted by Z0 here. Along with we should have the knowledge of propagation. In general, propagation is denoted by the propagation constant gamma, which is equal to alpha plus J beta, alpha accounting for the attenuation and beta accounting for the phase changes there. So at ideal condition, that we can say it is lossless condition, if either we have alpha is equal to 0, the propagation can in general be denoted by beta here. So here for the transmission line section under consideration we shall be having the characteristic impedance Z0, the propagation in terms of beta here, and the attenuation constant we can represent that it is alpha here. So here this is the schematic we further analyze. Now let us see this type of transmission line that we have shown to operate at the resonance frequency. Hence I put the condition omega is equal to the resonant frequency omega 0, and the length in general for the transmission line we select at the value lambda by 2 here. So in such a situation the input impedance that we have marked onto the schematic diagram Z suffix in is given by the equation. We have the characteristic impedance used Z0 for the transmission line in multiplication to the tangential hyperbolic function tan h over alpha added to j times beta, which is the complete propagation constant, in multiplication to length of the line here. So here we have alpha is equal to gamma is equal to alpha plus j times beta here. Now using the hyperbolic tangential function some identity, we can further express the form of input impedance Zin is equal to the characteristic impedance Z0 in multiplication to the ratio of, we get tangential hyperbolic function over alpha into L added to j times tangential of beta L here, denoted by having a denominator here 1 plus j times tangential of beta into L in multiplication to the tangential of hyperbolic over alpha into L here. So this form of the input impedance for a short circuited lambda by 2 line I can give by equation number 1. So for this equation, if we can have Zin is equal to j times Z0 times the tangential of beta into L, if we have substituted the alpha value to be equal to 0, so this can be treated as the lossless condition for the given transmission line section. But further we shall be analyzing the general case of the transmission line section. So for the generalized case here, we shall be having one assumption. So we assume that we have alpha into L to be very less than 1. So in general we can say this is the low loss condition for the given transmission line. So with this assumption we can have further to be assumed the tangential hyperbolic function for alpha into L is approximated to alpha into L here. Also we let that the representation of angular frequency omega is resonant frequency omega 0 added to delta omega, where delta omega is of a very small range there. So therefore for the transverse electromagnetic mode of propagation we can express beta into L is equal to omega into L divided by v suffix p, which is called as phase velocity of propagation here. We can further express it to the form omega 0 into L divided by the phase velocity Vp added to delta omega into L divided by the phase velocity Vp. So this way we can split it into the two components for beta into L here. We can also mention the tangential function over this beta into L is equal to the tangential over the bracket that has pi plus delta omega into pi divided by omega 0. So it is of the form we have the tangential of delta omega into pi divided by omega 0, that can be further approximated to delta omega times pi upon omega 0 here. Now using such a result we can have the use of equation number 1 that implies the input impedance Z suffix in given by Z0 in multiplication to the ratio where we have alpha into L added to j times in the bracket we have delta omega pi divided by omega 0, and in the denominator we have 1 plus j times in the bracket delta omega pi divided by omega 0, bracket is completed, and here we have alpha L in multiplication. We can also further get the representation of input impedance simplified to the approximation represented capital Z0 the characteristic impedance in multiplication to the bracket that has alpha L added to J times delta omega pi divided by omega 0, where we have delta omega times alpha into L divided by omega 0 considered very less than 1 here. So this is the one approximation we have for the input impedance Zin for the considered transmission line. So this can be the equation number 2 here. Now if we compare the equation number 2 to the previous first two topics of the chapter for the series resonant circuit and that of the parallel resonant circuit, we come to have the equation of the similar form, where we have Zin is equal to R added to, we have 2 times J capital L into delta omega, which is from the series type of RLC resonant circuitry. So therefore, to see the equation number 2, we can say that the lambda pi 2 section of the transmission line under consideration at the resonance frequency works as a resonator, that is of series RLC resonator type of the performance there. So let us identify the equivalent components of the lumped elements in this transmission line. So very first of all, the identification for the resistance part can be given capital R in the form of characteristic impedance Z0 in multiplication to alpha into L here. So alpha is attenuation, this is characteristic impedance, and this is the line length here. Whereas we can have the identification of the another component that is of inductive nature here. So L is equal to is having Z0 into pi divided by twice omega 0. So this component will be responsible for the storage of magnetic type of the energy into it. Whereas the third component at the equivalent case to identify is the capacitor, and C is equal to 1 upon omega 0 square into capital L here. So this component will be responsible for the storage of electrical type of energy into the transmission line section working as resonator. So if we get back to the transmission line represented here with L is equal to lambda by 2 and the further details of Zin approximated as the previous equations, we come to see that there it will be a resonance provided that we have delta omega is equal to 0, L is equal to lambda by 2 here, and the input impedance Zin can be equated to capital R, which can be having the form as Z0 into alpha into L, just now that I have written here. Now the resonance is also occurred when we have the condition that the length small l is n times lambda by 2 also, provided this small n is holding the values 1, 2, 3 and so on. Associated with this transmission line schematic diagram, we have another plot. So in this plot, we have the marking of voltage capital V onto the vertical axis, where we have the 0 markings here, and now we have the length that has been marked from this place to this place, and for the values of n is equal to 1 and n is equal to 2, we find the two curvatures here. So these are nothing but the voltage distribution over the entire length of the line section. L is equal to lambda by 2 shown for the corresponding transmission line. Now with respect to this transmission line section, that it is short circuited lambda by 2 working as a kind of series resonant RLC circuit, we have the quality factor. So discarding the external connections, as we have the individual transmission line section only, it will be the unloaded quality factor denoted by Q suffix 0. So it is given as omega 0 into L divided by capital R. We can also express it to the form pi divided by twice into alpha into L here, and finally expressed to the form beta divided by twice alpha, since we have the relation beta into L is equal to pi here. So this is the unloaded quality factor for the short circuited lambda by 2 transmission line here. As we observe here, we have the capital Q 0, the unloaded quality factor, decreasing as the attenuation alpha is having increase into its value here. So we directly see here from the relation that Q0 is inversely proportional to that of the attenuation constant alpha here. Hence this is the relation here. So I hope this is sufficient to see the resonance with the help of short circuited lambda by 2 transmission line. By the next lecture we continue to see the resonance with another microwave transmission line section, possibly for lambda by 4 length of transmission line. So I hope you are definitely enjoying learning for the microwave engineering topics as such. For more information like this, you can subscribe to Ekeeda channel. Thank you.